when it came to education and completing my doctoral degree, when my son was 6 months, I had joined for MPhil. Okay, and then I registered for PhD, which was actually a very milestone. It took me a long, and then finally I completed. It was actually, and besides teaching, I did not take any sabbatical leave. So I was managing home and work together. So you could say that was one of my accomplishments. That yes, I have done it.
A typical Saturday night is retiring to bed by 11:30, reading up till 12, and falling asleep with a book on my face.
I think examples related to my own personal life that I teach. So I feel I can relate to students better that way.
I like trekking a lot, and I might seem very quiet, but among my friends I'm very mischievous.
I have a strange sense of humor and wit, and around my friends I'm a totally different person. I can cause a lot of nuisance, all right, and talk so much, okay, that people will want to be with me. At the same time, they will also want to run away.
That I can cook well, which I discovered in this quarantine because I got a lot of time to experiment. So yes, that is one of the hidden talent that I can cook really tasty food. You can say. Yes. That is one of the things.
It's suggested to me by the others that I am a very good stand-up comedian.
The only talent I have is not hidden. I think everyone knows that I like to sing. One thing that is outside the class is my passion for plants. Okay, and I think that's something also which a lot of people know. If anyone had to give me a gift, then I think the only gift that I really appreciate is a sapling, yeah, or maybe flowers. So I have been during the lockdown. One of the things that's kept me busy is taking care of my plants, trying to ensure that I can grow some new plants. So I've been like reading up and trying to follow a few bloggers who are into planting and sowing. So yeah, that's one passion.
जिंदगी एक सफर है सुहाना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसी ने जाना.
It is a song, beautiful song. जिंदगी कैसी है पहेली, कभी वो हंसाए कभी वो रुलाए. And why it is because I love the challenges in life, and life is always about sometimes it's joy, sometimes it's sadness, but everything goes beautifully if you accept that part of your life and then be motivated about whatever the situation it is. Keep going, keep doing what you like, and follow your passion and love whatever you are doing. End of the day, it's about loving that whatever you're doing should be fruitful in terms of, if you appreciate it, probably that will give you a better output. If you don't appreciate it and you're doing it for the sake of just because it's a life and you have to survive, probably you will not enjoy life. So I always keep thinking zindagi kaisi hai peheli, because it's a real it's a kind of a question for all of us. Like, we don't understand life as we think it is. Every day is something new, challenges thrown up to us, and I enjoy those challenges. Yeah, it does.
Smile, an everlasting smile. A smile can bring you near to me. Don't ever let me find you wrong, 'cause that would bring a tear to me. This world has lost its glory. Let's start a brand new story now. My love, you think that I don't even mean a single word I say. It's only words, and words are all I have to take your heart away.
Actually, there was one of my maushis who was a nun because she just expired last year. So I've been staying with her in the convent and when you were kids, So she was a teacher. She used to, a lot of community work she used to do. So maybe staying with her during holidays was a good inspiration. Like helping, teaching, mentoring was one of the aspects that I learned from her.
Inspiration, there is if you talk about specific person, I look up to like a lot of people, like a lot of leaders in a way, but if you say one of the person, Obama is one of the person that I really look up to. And recently, I guess not only me, most of them are really, are really happy with the fact that the way New Zealand Prime Minister is doing the work, which is Jacinda. She is brilliant. Justin Trudeau. So these are the people I really like their work and the way they are, as an individual and as a leaders doing for, their respective country and for the world. Obviously, they are impacting it.
There are many who have inspired me in various aspects of life, like my mother, my teachers, my colleagues, and some of my students who I feel are way better than what we train them to be, what we aspire them to be.
Just for motivation, and also we have this women's cell group which we have actually started in the church. So we were thinking of how to get these women involved and all the stuff. So we got one platform like to dance. So we women, okay, between the various age groups, we did one Konkani song, like Mando we were dancing. So it was fun. We joined because we were all become Kohli and all the stuff and we danced in one song. And then since we did very, very well, then we were been given a huge stage also in front of 500 crowd. We in the front of the crowd we danced. So Maria one song is there that we danced.
Okay, I don't think I really keep anything from my students. Okay, I think I am quite an open book with everybody, not just with students. Everybody who knows me, okay, would know many things about me. But I think something that might surprise and shock you now that I'm a teacher is that I was too involved in music in my teenage days. Okay, I was a music buff. Everybody knows I was heavy into rock music. I had my idol, the rock idol style, where I would dream of going to concerts and all of the usual stuff which teenagers go through. Yeah, I went through all of that, and that has been like a beautiful time of my life. Yeah.
So I come across as one of those strict teachers, who is constantly shouting at students, disciplining them. I think I might have made you also cry once or twice. But when I'm at home, I am one of those daughters who's constantly being disciplined by my mother. So I think that's something that students would love to know about me. I'm scared of my parents, let me tell you. For me, I'm a very, a private person. I don't like parties.
private person, not in like looking at my Instagram. Private person in terms of I don't like a big group and loud noise. For me, Saturday night is usual that I plan to sleep early so that next morning on Sunday I can, work out more or go for a little trek or a walk, something like that. So yeah, for me, typical Saturday night is eat good food early and sleep.
Outing with friends normally.
Boycotting all my responsibilities and just going off to sleep.
Owner of restaurant business.
I was always a public relations, marketing, and advertising person. Even when I began my career, I was a public relations and marketing person. I began my career as a public relations marketing person. I love public relations field, so maybe in another few years you may find me back there.
I think I would have been a gardener. Maybe a horticulturist or a gardener. Because I love plants, I love flowers, I love the butterflies. So I think post-retirement I would like to see myself living in one small cottage with lots of garden around and planting my own vegetables and fruits and leading a quite peaceful life with books and music. So yeah.
So not teaching. I had first gone into marketing. So yes, I had gone as an accountant also. I tried. I was working for an accountant. So maybe either marketing or accountant hota tha.
If not a teacher, probably I would have been a doctor.
In Don Bosco, again, see, when it came to Don Bosco, I was being given a little bit of, to spread my hands in terms of motivating. In other colleges and all, they have a stick platform. You have to stick to it because there are so many thousands and thousands of students. So here you had small groups, small mentoring, small, the end result was very good and, I could keep all 60 students, 70 students, I could remember. In Andrews, if I couldn't, 120 students hote the BCom, I was teaching BCom also, 120, 360 students. It was in bulk, so heap.
Okay.
Accomplishment in terms of whatever in a capacity of a mentor, I have able to impact my students and help them out with whatever they wanted to do in their life. That gives me a satisfaction. And if you talk about whatever, like I'm giving my 100% to the institution, so yes, in a way I'm satisfied with my work I'm doing towards Don Bosco, and I'm glad and happy that I have such a good institute I'm working with, because even in return I get that a gratification, respect, everything. So yeah, overall working with Don Bosco is an accomplishment in itself.
Each day and each moment is an accomplishment for me. The day I stepped in 2012, when the department had just begun, till now, each day is an accomplishment. I don't look at it as getting a trophy as an accomplishment, but every moment that I'm able to positively and constructively give of myself to my students and to my department and to everyone around me, I think that is an accomplishment. When I'm not able to do that, that kind of irritates me. But when I'm, so I think again that's a blessing that I'm able to give of myself, and that is an accomplishment for me. Every moment.
All that I would say is develop your skills, not just while away your time. And most important is like stay home, stay safe, and come back soon safely to college.
Stay focused, trust yourself, believe in the Lord Almighty, and I think you can do wonders. You have the capability, you just have to strike the right chord.
Learn new things, upskill yourself, enjoy, spend time with family, help each other, build relationships. End of the day, that is what is going to matter.
dangerous, like the situations are like it's worst, but we can't say to stay home because everyone needs and things are different. So, but just take up precautions and stay home, stay safe.
The other thing which I look at challenges is, as the industry says, that skills are lacking in some of the students. So those challenges will always come up when they go and look for jobs. So if they don't enhance their skills while they are around these 3 years in college, while they're studying, probably when they come out to the industry, there will be much more number of students who with better skills would come and take away your jobs. So I feel that students should equip themselves with skills which are not from your classroom, not from your syllabus, but something which the industry is demanding. If on their own, if they could spend about 2 hours, 3 hours a day and then improve those skills, and probably will be better placed with a better salary in the industry. So those challenges remain because constantly industry keeps saying that the number of students who come for jobs, they're not equipped with skills to work on the particular job. And that is constantly being spoken about by the industry. It's not about one course, it's not about 2 courses, it's about across courses the problem is still remains. So current generation of students have to improve their skills. Imagine teachers like us, we still keep learning to improve our skills. It's not about how that skill is going to be used in the classroom. It's about improving your own way of reaching out to the profession that you have taken up. If that is what we are looking at, our own skills being improved, then I think the current generation of students also has to improve those skills to reach the industry. So otherwise, it will be very difficult to fulfill your dream. Everybody wants to fulfill their dream. And to achieve your dreams, you have to equip yourself with additional skills which would help you achieve your dream.
One of the biggest challenges that students face is that there are 2 things. One, there's a lot of information floating around there. So concentrating and picking up the right information is one of the challenges. The second challenge is there are people who are spreading negativity. So for a young student today, to remove negativity from life, to remove wrong influences from the life, and to look at positivity, to look at getting the right influence and getting the right knowledge, I think is a big challenge for today's youngsters.
For the students, greatest challenge is they have a lot of things in their head. I mean, there is so much of social media pressure that they have to live up to that so-called perfect life and show that, I have so much of group, I have so much of followers. I feel social media in itself is a lot of pressure on the youngsters, because more than a good relation or friendship, it is more about social media these days, whether you talk about any form of social media. But yes, the life has changed so much. I guess this generation, the current generation, is all about digital living, and it is very stressful, and it's not that simple. You cannot blame a generation because the technology or the things have become that way. So if you ask me, the greatest challenge is the social media and the digital life that students are going through right now. Because when you have a lot of options, you tend to get confused. When you have, I'm not saying limited options, but when you have an access to, okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. But in 5 things also, if you get 50 things, it is by default that a human being will get confused, right? So I feel, yes, that's a lot of pressure for youngsters these days.
Okay, I'd like to quote what Don Bosco said. Okay. Run, jump, play. Okay. But do it according to the will of God. Okay. And keep your feet on earth and your head in heaven. Okay. Keep this in mind. All right. And finally, and the most important thing, it is enough for you to be young, to be loved. Yeah. And I'm a big believer in all these 3 points. So I would just re-emphasize what Don Bosco has already said, because I'm a strong believer in that as well.